Hello and welcome to the channel, or welcome if you're new. This set is the second part of this build. We are renovating the Magic Realm. It's the main lot that you visit when you go to the Magic Realm. It came with Realm of Magic. It's a game pack, and we are just sort of like pulling out some things that I think I want to use right now. And then before moving on to the little rooms, these are the there were these little spaces in the original, but obviously the original was kind of fucked up. And so yeah, so we put this all inside, and now I made them into what do they call, like classrooms, I guess you could say. And then we've got a couple of like books. There are a lot of books around in this room, and there are going to be a lot of plants. Not that there's a lot of like plants in the world, or I guess the world has a lot of plants, but like the the actual magic doesn't have a lot to do with plants. So other than the practical magic being kind of green, there is no reason to have this many plants, but we have them anyway. And then these are the little mushrooms. They're little seats, but I don't think your Sims will sit in them because they're under a table. If they do, there will just be a visual glitch. And then here's some more plants. Originally I had those lined up with the little like bits on the wall, but we changed that, lowered them so you can actually like see out the window. Not that you can really see out the window because they're stained glass, but I think you understand what I'm saying. And then over here we've got some like glass tables. I really like these like mirror topped tables. I think they're really pretty. Maybe not in real life. I have a weird thing, or I don't really like mirrors. I don't know anyone who does like mirrors, but in general, I think they're kind of weird. Literally the only time I use a mirror is when I'm like brushing. I don't even use a mirror when I brush my teeth. When I like wash my face, I think is the only time I use a mirror. Anyway, we are getting some of these gnomes about the place, and I don't know, I associate gnomes with the mischiefs magic. Don't know why, but that's just sort of like a thing that I like whenever I build like a place, or like a build that's like inspired by the mischief magic. I always put gnomes. I don't know what it is about gnomes that I particularly like or associate with the mischief skill. I don't like gnomes. They're weird, but I don't know. I particularly associate them with mischief magic. So that's interesting. Anyway, I just talked over the mirror, or the bathroom. Good gravy. So yeah, so there's a bathroom behind the stairs, and then we're just getting some of the lot traits. I like to add those, and I picked a convivial lot trait, the island spirits lot trait, and then the sunny aspect lot trait. And essentially what those do, so the convivial makes it easier to build social skills like comedy and what was it called? Comedy and charisma. And then the island spirits lot trait just makes like ghosties appear, but they're like sim sized. And I don't know if there's any like gameplay. I haven't played with Island Living since it came out, but yeah, really cool. And then the sunny aspect makes Sims happier when the sun goes down. So if your sim is a vampire visiting this slot, for example, you can come here and your sim will be happy when it's nighttime. I don't know if vampires are allowed to come here. I don't know. I haven't tried. Anyway, so the main entry is now fully furnished, and there's not really anything special about it. And then over here, we've got the dining room. So we've got the 3 tables for each of the different types of magic and their little people. Don't really think that anything is gonna happen at any of these tables. Like, I highly doubt they're gonna be used by Sims outside of yours. But kind of a cool story. Maybe like a little bit Harry Potter. Love Harry Potter. Don't particularly like anything else about it. The story's really well written, I think, but yeah. Anyway, so we've got these. This is the we're just getting like some little like tables and stuff around. I didn't know what to put on on any of these because they're all like the table is really big, but I don't want it to be shorter. I just wanted it to be skinnier, and it wasn't, and I was kind of disappointed. I mean, that's not new. It came in the paranormal stuff pack like 3 years ago at this point, but anyway, so this is the kitchen, and we've got a few things in here, namely the kitchen. But then we also have some like decor things. That actually goes in there. But we've got like this cabinet, and then I get some rugs in here. And these are pretty little rugs. And I changed this to the like gray color because I didn't know if like it looked cool or if it was weird or whatever. Anyway, so we left it. And then we're getting a bunch of clutter on the table here. And this actually, I don't think your Sims will use because there aren't any. I don't think I put any like chairs at it or anything. And then we have upstairs on the other side, we've got this like garden space. Getting these little plants to line up and like be equally spaced was more difficult than it looked. But yeah, so we've got those, and then we're just getting some more like little plants and the cauldrons, obviously, in this area. And this is going to be the practical magic sages like lair. They don't hang out in their lair. There's no way to designate which one is which, but I thought it looked kind of cool. We've got a lot of plants everywhere. And then we have these little mushroom seats that came with cottage living, and I think they're really cute. So I put them in there. And we've got and then out here, we've got a cauldron and a couple of telescopes, so your Sims can die on this lot. And then up here, we have the, I imagined it was like a community space up here. Not that there really is a community, like this is a community lot technically, but we have like activities up here. Like there's like that, what's it called? Oh my gosh, words are really hard for me today apparently. We've got a dance floor, and then we've got a couple of benches and just like a globe bar and stuff. And then over here, I didn't know what to put. So we ended up putting a table, and this table, for whatever reason, is not classed as a dining table. But it's bar height, and bar stools slot to it, but for whatever reason, it's not classed as a dining table, which is really inconvenient when you're looking for it because then you have to like go and find it under the miscellaneous services. And like that's weird. Like why would you I don't know. Anyway, we got a speaker on the other side and then we're just finishing up some of the decor, plant and stuff. And then we're moving into the hallway. So this we have a lot of bookshelves out here. I imagined that this was like very much like where you study, right? So because the a lot like the three like there are three classroom kind of deals on the bottom floor, I imagined that it would be a lot busier and like there's also the there's two bathrooms and the cafeteria and stuff. So I just felt like that would be a lot busier. And then up here we have like more bookshelves because not that there aren't a lot of bookshelves downstairs, but we've got a lot of bookshelves up here because I imagined that this is where your Sims would like come and like work on skills and stuff. I do put some skill building items initially, which you're not gonna see actually, because I cut it out because I moved them. But I did originally put some like skill building items. You can kind of see it here. I've got the like woodworking tables and stuff. And then I end up moving it upstairs. And then in here we have a couple of so this is like the dormitory area. So we've got 3 bedrooms and I wanted to put some like fun things for your Sims to do. And technically this lot is not off the grid, but I wanted to avoid like TVs and things, just because I felt like this was sort of not exactly like in the modern world, right? So we don't have any like TVs in here. I guess you could add one if you really wanted. But I figured with like the dance floors and the speakers and the game table and like we end up adding back in the dartboard. With all of those things, I kind of felt like you could fill your Sims fun without needing a TV. So we don't have one in here. I guess, yeah, like I said, if you wanted one, you can always add one. And then in here, I'm getting these what are they called? These frames from the Growing Together expansion pack. They're 0 simoleons, which is really nice. And basically, you just slot you can just slot the pictures into the frame and it just is there, and it's a lot nicer because then you can just hang photos and you can have a little gallery wall without having to make one yourself as much, and then in here we've got some younger kids rooms, or some younger kids. I imagine they were in elementary school. So they're kind of young. They just got here. And I imagined that they definitely were, because your Sims don't technically become spellcasters until they're teenagers, which I think is a load of, yeah, it's a load of crap, a load of shit. Because I think your child Sims should be able to learn magic from their parents and not and have stuff blow up in their face, they can have the science table, but they can't learn magic to blow things up. Anyway, so yeah, little young to be here technically, but if you wanted to, you could live here. There are no double beds. That's not really the purpose of this lot. And there's no, outside of the showers, there aren't any woohoo spots either. That's not really a thing, that I thought was really important. So we end up just having single beds. They're like young children, like elementary school, middle school, high school is kind of the age range. So, like 5 to 9, 10 to 12, or 12, 10 to 13, because 13 is sucks. Being 13 is literally like the worst year of everyone's lives. Um, and so then this room is like the middle school kind of room. So we've got the 10 to 13 year olds in here. And this sim I imagined was like kind of into sports and stuff. Um, and anyway, so yeah. There's not really like a way for this to work, right? Like even if we had the like for like the rent pack, this you can't change the lot. You just come and live here. Like you come and stay, and there's not really like your child sims, you can't cheat it to make your child sims be spellcasters. Like that's not, unfortunately, that's not how it works. So really the only people that come here are teens, young adults, and older. Um, so anyway, so that's kind of unfortunate because like I kind of like the idea of it being like a boarding school kind of place, and it just doesn't work that way. Anyway, so we have moved on to the teenage room, and this room actually has 3 beds in it. So there's a lot of options, but yeah, so there's 3 beds, and there end up being 3 desks right here. And 2 of them have computers, because I imagine like if your teenage sims come here or your child sims come here, you might want them to do homework. They're probably like, especially your children's sims, like there's not a lot for your children's sims to do except do like homework and journal and stuff. So, because I didn't like add that because I mean, this is a magic build. This isn't like for building skills. I mean, yeah, it kind of is, but not really. Like, not those kind of skills. It's for your magic skills. And so there's not like a lot of reason for your child and younger sims to come here. So I kind of focused more on adding skills for it that adults could do. There are a couple things like your child sims can play chess and your child sims can like dance and other things too. But I mean, for the most part, there's not really like a reason. So so I just pretty much focused on teenage and older sims. And we're going through and we're adding kind of some awards because I felt like these sims probably have like competitions and things. Full transparency, I did not read Harry Potter. When Harry Potter was popular for me, I was in middle school and I was waist deep in my werewolf obsession. I did not read Twilight. I thought it was boring when I started reading it and I thought it was boring, so I didn't ever finish it. But I was like waist deep in my werewolf obsession, so I didn't read like the popular things, like Harry Potter. I didn't read Percy Jackson. I didn't read a lot of things actually. So I don't really know much. Like I know a lot about them for not having read them. And I know that they have movies as well. Both of those series have movies. I have not watched the movies either. I don't care to watch the movies. I think I was in the room when my best friend's sister was watching them, but somehow she started with the first one, and I remember the beginning of the first movie, and then I remember the next thing I remember is Harry is getting saved by Ron, and was it Ron's brothers that were in the car? I don't know. Somebody else was in there too, and out the window. And that's all I remember. And apparently that's the second movie. So, um, yeah. Anyway, so I just talked over the rest of the middle floor, which is fine. It's not really that interesting. And we are now upstairs in the Untamed Magic area. Um, and we've got quite a few skill things up here as well. Up here we have the obviously like music stuff. We've got a couple of the like what are they called? We've got a couple of the oh my gosh, punching bags. That's what they're called. And like some we're placing gargoyles now. Don't know that I would really want that, but that's okay. And then obviously the obligatory um, dying gnome and the vast number of the baby Yodas. The baby Yodas are just a fun little touch. I just like put a bunch of them. And it's a little bit creepy, but that's kind of the point. If there was some other little tiny statue that wasn't a gnome or a snowman, I would probably use that one instead. But we pretty much only have Baby Yoda and gnomes. So Baby Yoda gets stuck with this. He gets stuck with having clones of himself murdering gnomes or drowning them. And it actually works. So if your Sims come up here and you ever so desire them to use this, the like red and black, what's it called? Cauldron, your Sims can use that with the gnomes or Baby Yoda in there. That is fully functional. It's a little bit graphic because he is being swallowed by some water, but you know, it works if you desire. And we are moving the stuff, the stuff, that's so descriptive. The skill building items up here now. And I end up trying to fit a lot of them up here. I don't succeed. Just because there's a lot of skill building stuff up there already. I felt like it was a little bit overkill to try to fit everything. But if you desire to add back in a woodworking table, there is room. You can find space. So yeah, and then we put those couches in place of them, and then we're just up here and and we're going to switch this out. And then we are moving down to the mischief magic area. I ended up unfortunately having to cut a lot of this out because for some reason I did not put lights until like the very end. So things are just you're not gonna notice because it's pitch black down here, but things are gonna just appear randomly. And then yeah, so I show adding the crystals because you can actually see those in the dark, but otherwise you don't really get to see it until like the very end, which is a little bit unfortunate because I really liked doing this. I really don't know why I didn't put lights. Like, why make life harder for yourself? Like, what is the point, you know? Anyway, so we're getting some pictures on the walls. These are actually collectibles that you can get from the like telescope and stuff. But we're putting those up and you can actually see them. So I left them in, and then you'll notice that some things appeared. The pergola from the base game appeared, and the book appeared, the book stand appeared, although I think I placed that down before that. Anyway, yeah, so lots of things just appeared right there. And yeah, so then we're getting some cauldrons. You can barely see them, so I left them in. And this pink one because I think it's pretty. And that book stand is actually from the Vampires pack. But I think it's kind of cute, kind of neat. So we put that in here, and then we're finally getting lights. Um, you're gonna see that I put a lot of stuff in while it was dark, and I, for some reason, just didn't think to add lights. So, um, yeah. And then in the center, I didn't know what to put because we have three cauldrons already. So I put some of these like mural items from, I think they're from City Living, and then we put some dance floors. Don't know if they're functional or not. And because I put these over here, and then we did add like knitting and cross stitch and stuff. And then we, yeah, so I don't know if those are fully functional or not. And then over here, we have a shrine of sorts for the tragic clown. He is a little bit tragic. You may or may not want to have your Sims look at those paintings. There's multiple, so if you and they're all the same, which kind of adds to the creepiness a little bit. There's like, yeah. Anyway, we're going through and adding those gnomes because this is the mischief area. So I was like, you know what? We gotta add gnomes. Um, would I ever own gnomes in real life? No. Do I like them in The Sims? Also, no. But if I never come down here, what's the point? Of not putting them in here. So, more lights in the bathrooms. I did cut those out because otherwise this would have been like an hour and some change long, and that is really excessive. We did add trash cans. So if you need trash cans, you can do those. And then that is pretty much the end. We're getting some last minute touches, and then I can take you on a tour of the finished build.